Hello everyone and welcome to another review with me. Today's review will be about Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. Sorry, Dark of the Moon. They took the side out of it for reasons unknown. I just got back from seeing this film yesterday in 3D, and I might just add the 3D was quite excellent, so well done to Bay for that. I just want to mention that I liked the first film, and I thought the first hour of the second film was excellent, but then it kind of lost its heat in the last hour. So with this film, the first hour is a bit long, tenturous kind of boredom really before it gets to all the good stuff towards the end. You pretty much have to suffer through like an hour and a half before you get to all the good stuff. The film sees Sam trying to find a job. He saved the world twice and he still can't get a job, so ooh. And at the same time, you see his relationship develop between his new girlfriend Carly, who's played by a secret Victorian model called Rosie. Well, I don't know the rest of the name, but I'm just gonna say that she did a brilliant job. I liked her. I liked her performance. The film intercuts that with Optimus Prime and the Autobots saving the world from the Decepticons, and then them finding out about the whole NASA plot with the moon and that, and then them going to the moon, finding the remains of an old ship called the Ark, and them saving the remains of their lost fallen leader, Sentinel Prime, who's voiced by Leonard Nimoy, who does an excellent job, by the way, I might add. And at the same time, characters like John Malkovich are introduced, along with Ken York. Performances are funny at best, but their characters are pretty much pointless in the overall plot of the film, so they're not really needed. The horrible humour from the second movie is less toned down here, but it's still slightly more of the same thing, but without the amount of awesome action that was present in the previous movie. The next part of the film basically sees a plot by the Decepticons trying to use these pillars to like transport a whole army of them into the to Earth, and the plot also involves trying to transport Cybertron to Earth. And then later on in the film, they plan to use the humans as slaves to rebuild their planet. And if anyone wonders where they've seen that plot point before, it was in the last episode of David Tennant's reign as Doctor Who. You know, remember that last episode of Doctor Who where like Gallifrey comes to Earth, and you know you got the Master and the whole President, whatever. The whole like last act of the film was pretty much similar to that, and you know I feel like it just felt like Bay was copying that, or maybe I don't know, like it just reminded me of that entire plot point from the film. So unoriginal parts from there. Certain characters betray other characters, certain characters from the previous films like get killed off and that, and it's not really emotional. No one really gives a shit when someone dies. So, and then the rest of the film pretty much is like, you know, Sam trying to rescue Carly, who gets kidnapped by the humans, the human villains who are working for the Decepticons. And then you see like this entire like attack on Chicago. One of the complaints about the second film was that it wasn't dark enough, or there was an kind of an invasion thing that people wanted to see. With this film, Bay tries to do that. He doesn't do his utmost best, and we do get like one scene with people running around getting shot and exploding and blood and all that. And then like, you know, cities getting blown up and that, but that's pretty much it. It's just Chicago getting attacked and getting invaded. Like no other countries get that sort of treatment. It's all pretty much based in Chicago. Like the first hour is just like Chernobyl and DC, and then the last whole hour is just Chicago, and you know the Autobots fighting the Decepticons, and the Decepticons being just a folder for the Autobots. Like once the film does get to the last hour, like it does pick up, and it is a blast, and it is a spectacular an amazement to watch. But by then you pretty much bored from everything that's happened so far, and you just don't really give a shit anymore when it gets to that point. You get like new villains like Shockwave, who was introduced in the film, and he doesn't talk at all. He only says like a few lines and that, and he pretty much doesn't do anything worthwhile. He just gets killed afterwards. He's only in like 2 scenes, and he's gone from the overall film. Like when he's introduced, you only see him for like 2 seconds before he's gone, and you get other characters like Soundwave from the second film, and again he's pretty much wasted. And Megatron is just Sentinel Prime's bitch really. So it does have a feeling like the old cartoon series, you know, I mean, I get it. It's also a kids' film, and it does have that kind of kitty-ish like humor. The film's not really serious enough until like the last hour, but even then, like, it still doesn't have a serious feeling. I mean, if you're going to the cinema to watch a bunch of robots beating the shit out of each other and just wanting to see it for the explosion, and then yeah, you'll get that. But if you're going in to see like a type of serious film, then forget that. You're not going to get that here. Okay, this is just Bay being at his best. Explosions, hot girls, and robots beating the shit out of each other. That's what you're going to get. And it's not as fulfilling as one would hope it to be. So that's pretty much a negative aspect of the whole, just, like, first part, dragging, and characters being introduced who are pointless, characters getting killed off without any like emotional impact on it, or characters being thrown in just for the sake of them looking good or being show-offs and that. And that's pretty much all it is. Like, it's stuff we've seen before. There's nothing new to behold. The few bits that you get that are any good are like, you know, this one scene where the soldiers are jumping out of helicopters and flying through the buildings, getting chased by the Decepticons, or like one sequence with the humans in a building and it's falling and they're sliding and across the surface and shooting for the glass to drop back in. I mean, it's moments like that that are really done well. But then when it gets to the robot action, it's not over that. We've seen it before. It's gotten old, and my overall rating for this film will be a 6.5. It was slightly better than 2, but it still wasn't as good as 1. And the film does have a few small excellent moments, and the humor is good at times. But overall, it's pretty much the same stuff we've seen before, and it doesn't really offer anything new. But if you want some fun and entertainment and some amazing 3D, then yeah, go and watch it and enjoy it.
You may lose your faith in us, but never in yourselves. From here, the fight will be your own.